right now we're doing our lab to analyze the silver alloys to see how much silver. We have a piece of a dime that was 10% silver, and we're just trying to confirm it then with adding it to different solutions and then separating it with the other solutions. And then we have to weigh it out after. So after we already did that all before, so now this is what's left. So now we need to weigh that and see like how much silver is in this then. Does that make sense?
Huh. And why are you doing this?
Just to show that like we know how to comprehend our skills, like with stoichiometry and things like that, so that we can tell, like to prove like the theoretical yields and stuff.
Okay.
How do you know if you're doing it right?
He gave us lab handouts before that we had to like copy down onto this, and it gave us what the correct percentage was before, and there's like I think a 2% error that we can get, and if you have over 2%, then you know you're doing it wrong. And if you have it within the 2%, then you're right.
So you're going through a certain procedure, and you already know what you're supposed to get at the end, and if
so we're just clarifying it, making sure that we know how to do it.
So what do you think you would like? Why do you think you need to know this?
For everyday life, probably not at all. But if you want to be something like chemist or doctor, anesthesiologist, something like that, it would be good to know, because then you're dealing with more like hardcore situations, you know, where people's lives are at stake sometimes. So.
All right. Thank you. So, what did you see when you went in there?
Okay, so when I went in there, what I saw was the kids were working together in groups, and they were working on a lab. And their lab had something to do with dimes. They started with dimes, and they were trying to find how much silver was actually in the dimes. So that was the point of it.
And then they had to check the amount of silver to see if it weighed between a certain amount that the teacher had given them, so they would know if their experiment was done correctly or not, right?
Right. Okay, so since we saw the worksheet with all of the different levels on that, would we say that that's clear modeled expectations?
Since they knew where their number needed to fall between, and he had made it clear, this is how you'll know if this is correct, I would think that it would be clear modeled expectations.
It's not clear and modeled expectations, because clear and modeled expectations has to come after personal response. And there is a right answer, there's a wrong answer, so there's no personal response in that activity. Now, if you go down to, I think that it would fall under novelty and variety, since this was a new lab.
Okay.
Yeah, and speaking to one of the students, they said it was the first time they'd ever done this.
And then I think it also lends itself to authenticity somewhat, only because if you see here under authenticity on page 29, it says that leads to engagement for inquiry or discovery learning and real life activities, hands-on manipulatives. So not that those things necessarily have to be present to be authenticity, but it leads itself to engagement in that manner. What are you doing right now?
I'm writing a letter to myself.
Why are you doing this?
So I can open it for senior year, like at the end of the last week of senior year, so you can see what I was writing to myself. I didn't even know what I was doing at that moment.
Okay. And how will this assignment be graded, or how will you know if you've done well on this assignment?
I don't think it's going to be great. I think it's just like about ourselves. So it's just going to be to us.
Okay.
Will doing this assignment help you in the future?
Oh yeah, maybe it will, because I'm writing to myself what I think I can do in the future, so it'll help me improve.
And do you think that this would be useful for anybody to do, maybe who's not in high school, maybe as an adult?
If they read it, they see how my life was now, and they see how it is now, and then when they see how I've achieved everything, then they can see how I've done.
Have you ever done an assignment like this before?
I believe I have it.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Okay, so in that classroom, we spoke with a student, and what I definitely saw was novelty and variety. So she was writing a letter to herself in the future, and they will be, from what I understand, looking at these letters at the end of their high school. They were seniors, so at the end of this year, as they exit high school. So it was novelty and variety, because we had asked her, and she had never done it before.
I think that it would fall under personal response because they were given a task, so it wasn't choice, but they were able to write to themselves, and there wasn't really any indication that it was going to be graded, like the teacher was looking for anything in there, but that they could write about whatever they needed to with their goals for the year and things like that. There wasn't one right answer.
What do you think about emotional and intellectual safety? They could have written whatever their goals were. And it's kind of...
I'm not sure, I mean, I could see where you're going with that. I'm not sure I totally agree because it would be explaining why or how her answer is plausible. She was able to take risks, so in that it was freedom to take risks with the assignment. It was very open and she had emotional safety, but I'm not sure that there was any way that they were explaining their answers being plausible or defending or questioning answers.
Oh, that's true. There was no, like, discussion.
Reasoning
It was a
or
one
discussion,
side.
it was just,
Yeah.
yeah.